I think the party is doing, they're doing exceptionally well considering the loss the profound loss that we've faced in the loss of his
Do you see it
excellency.
surviving?
I think it will. I think ODM is a party of the future.
No, ODM can be
Yes,
there,
yeah.
but now with the people who are there, because there's been rumors here and there. Oh, nani anatoka? Oh, sijui nani? Mara kina Sifuna, kina Babu, kina Caleb Amisi. Yani there are these young cars that people are like, oh, Marorengo is leaving.
Yeah.
Kuna tu vitu zinasemwa.
Tutasema kitu controversial kidogo tu.
Okay.
In the sense that saizi the people who've been in ODM who are like legacy members of ODM wakitoka wataenda wapi? Yeah. Okay. So they will have to stay there and be the vanguard of holding the ideology. The younger legislators who are doing a really good job. And in fact, people don't understand this thing. People behave as if Baba didn't know that this Kenya Moja alliance was there. He knew. But he wasn't threatened by it. It was just like, it's a caucus group. And let them form caucuses and whatever. He could. That one he knew and he tolerated. But, this I'm going to say, how watu hawana any real constituency outside Baba's constituency? All the numbers that you hold as an elected ODM member, you are holding in escrow. You are holding it in trust for Baba. The reason why everyone might threaten and say, oh, they will say all these things, but then nobody will leave, is that this is the biggest inheritance. Yani, kwa William Baba, as long as uko ODM as a legislator, this is the biggest inheritance he could give you. No amount of money he could give you could save you, but the fact that he left you a stable party, it allows you, but he can structures in all 47 counties.
Yeah.
It does that. A lot of people have raised it, make it look like, oh, I'm pigaing Sifuna, I'm just like, no, I just expect that, especially in honoring Baba's legacy. If you signed a document with His Excellency and you do not tell him, Baba, I think this is a bad idea, let us not sign. If you signed it and it leaves people in like the broad-based arrangement, you have to follow it through to the very end. Hakuna kitu yenye sasa unataka ama tukimbie tufanye nini? Time ya campaign bado iko bali. That's where I'm coming from. I don't have anything personal against Sifuna. I think first of all, like he's very brilliant. Every time I start with him, I've gotten gems. But then I'm critiquing the office, not the holder of the office. So I'm just like, we have to ensure that this goes through. Projects that Baba valued, like compensation of victims of police brutality, that one lazima we just find a way of making that work regardless of the fight. There's no need to pontificate. Ingine, find a way of finding how these people can get some fidia, can get legal redress and legislative representation, and then as a country we can acknowledge that these things actually did happen. And so that's part of why I keep on insisting on saying that, oh, we have to make this broad-based thing work.
So your stand is broad-based. When you don't say, tuliwacha kwa broad-based, tuko. So that's your stand as well.
In all honesty, that is my stand. That is the party's true stand. Mse yote mwenye anajaribu kujionyesha revolutionary saizi, alikuwa wapi? Alikuwa wapi 3 months ago? Because it's very little voices ndio zimetokea. Kuna watu wengine wachache sana hapa kwa chama yenye sahii wametokea wanataka kujifanya hao ni firebrands saizi. Before them, kwa nini hawakuioppose? You know, there are people who had expressed their qualms and reservations about it. But here now, that could hold when Baba was still there. Okay. It would be such a great dishonor for you to now, you want to get Baba parks without putting in the work that Baba did, and then you want to scuttle the arrangement he did for his people. This framework of justice or whatever, you find it. If you think it is protests, you organize protests elaborately, then come to the people and tell them this is why we are doing this. But this one for throwing jabs and whatever, I just think watu wache siasa. Wache siasa kabisa. Tulie na wafanyie wananchi kazi.
Okay. You want this to go beyond 2027 or up until 2027? The broad-based arrangement? As
the arrangement is currently, up to 2027. Up until 2027, ODM will not walk out of government, regardless of what these people say. Wanasiasa bedeni wanasiasa tu, na hakuna mtu ataisema ukweli. Hao watu watatoka kwa serikali. Sisi kama wanachama tutatoka kwa serikali up until 2027. But even if you've had my party leader speak, Dr. Oburu, amesema the reason why we're strengthening the party is that we can get into a pre-election coalition, because this is not a coalition. We can have a pre-election coalition agreement, or so that it can guarantee us post-election success, such that because we know we want to be in the formation that will be able to administer state, isitupate tu off guard, tukue part of the people who will say that tukiingia, this is now the framework by which we will get into government. Is kwa hizo vitu za, oh, now we'll need a handshake for us to whatever, we want to be in that nini. As things stand right now, because that is the question that everybody is usually avoiding, as things stand right now, it seems as though ODM will go with the president, as uncomfortable as it is. But I'm also sick and tired of us politicking around watu tu wajue ndio hii stand ya ODM, hapa ndio iko, this is what. The way I'm seeing these things, we will dilly-dally and people will dance around unless something drastically changes. That is where those people are. Yeah.
Wow.
Ngumu, but
Okay.
ndio siasa ya chama.
Watu wengi wanasema wewe ni mouthpiece ya Wanga.
So wacha nikwambie, in politics, it is very hard to find a person who will believe in you as a young person and not see you as a threat.
Okay.
Wachana hata na politics aside, wewe uko na manamba zao heshimiwa. Saya kuwapatia publicity, they are very available.
Sure.
But saa zile unawambia, mheshimiwa, I don't even want it's not for me. There's a person from your constituency who I need you to help. And I don't need extra help. They had applied through bursaries and whatever I didn't go through, because you do a lot of charity work. Do you ever find them at those times? But Governor Wanga, alini welcome kwa chama. She treated me the way His Excellency used to treat me. Ile yenye, oh, I could blunder, and then she calls and says, Casmuel, no, there, just don't do this, don't go overboard. You find a person, the national chairperson of your party. How many national chairpersons care for their members? So for me, it is where good is given, good should be given back. And I don't know why people usually expect me to shy away from it. First of all, we've not even, we do not have a working arrangement with Governor Wanga. I don't have frequent stand-in meetings. I just defend her because, one, she's one of the most hardworking people in that party, in the sense that anytime Chungwa is convening something, she's there. She gets her boots dirty and her hands dirty, and she still has time to do Homa Bay's work and whatever. And people try to make it look like, oh, she has a dalliance with the president. But the functions of a governor is stipulated kwa katiba, beyond executing national laws and county laws. As a CEO, kazi yake ni kuwa the liaison between the devolved unit and the national government. So for me, she is, one, young. Two, she's really progressive and she's a good listener, and she has time for young people. That's the thing which I keep on telling our leaders in the Orange Democratic Movement. Stop trying to buy CG propaganda and sponsor. Spend time with the young people, because we are the young people. You will not expect me to talk about a leader who does not have time for young people. Governor Wanga has time for young people, and therefore we get to see the work that she does, and therefore we can talk about the work that she does. Same to a lot of these legislators. But for Governor Wanga, that one I'm usually very unapologetic. Okay. Again, even as I'd said in the first section where she welcomed me to the party, she even did a TikTok and said, oh yeah, this one, and welcomed me to her county. So she is a friend, and I'm not ashamed to say that there's a friendship aspect, but also if you think about deliverables, she's doing a tremendous...
Is she delivering for her people?
I think, in all honesty, she's doing a tremendous job. Because think about it, she's a first-time governor after being a woman representative. Think about Homa Bay now, from 2022, and think about Homa Bay before 2022. It was so bad that you don't have statistics to compare her to right now. So yeah, you might say, oh, you might not know, but there are things that were not there previously. That service delivery was so low in Homa Bay previously that everything that she's doing now, whether you have reservations or not, are a net positive. Okay. Yeah, so service delivery might look different for other people, but even if you look at the polls and the statistics, the most recent one I saw after Irungu Kangata, she was the second person. So, I mean, that data does not make or right itself. So she clearly is doing something. Beyond that, beyond being a county chief executive officer, she still finds time to rejuvenate and reverberate the Orange Democratic Movement. So I think she's doing exceptionally well.
So you think she's doing well, okay, apart from what you said, the reports, and a few things that are speculative.
Yeah.
Do we have any hard facts? Ama, you think she's delivering because she was kind to you and she welcomed you to the
No,
party?
no. That's why I separated the friendship part and the administrative part.
Okay.
Of course, there's the county functions where you could see the socials, the economics, and the whatever. And I've seen people accuse her of Ajawa. Ajawa is a constitutional function. Do you know that? Even for a county executive, social under your socio-economic rights, cinemas, movies, like the Constitution actually specifies and says it like that. And entertainment is part of that. But think about even the road network in Homa Bay now. Those are tangible things. Okay. We know the roads were horrible there. But now I've seen such heavy penetration in terms of the road network in Homa Bay, despite not being from that county myself. Okay. If you're thinking into constructions of, I've seen a few hospitals come up. I've seen the stadium, the really obvious thing. I've seen the upgrading of the pier in Homa Bay. Of course, you've seen challenges with the lake coming to reclaim, but it would be a very different thing if the lake was just sweeping a thing that did not exist. I've seen markets, I've seen ECDs, especially because ECDs are the ones that are devolved to the county. So that I'm saying, just beside her being my friend, being kind to me, on the delivery aspect, even in terms of liaising with the national government. Remember, she comes from a party which has consistently been in opposition, and she still manages to find a way of ensuring that her devolved unit in the national government can still coordinate. If you think about the counties that are in the Kavirondo area, Homa Bay has become a towering example of development. Like when you're looking at development, you're saying, oh, all these roads there, they're going to Homa Bay. So it's something I can give to her.
Kuna vitu nasema.
Unajua umesema kitu.
Lakini wacha nikwambie. Unajua mimi si support William Ruto. Na tutafika kwa hizo vitu. Ndakuambia why. Vile amemess economy, vile amemess health, vile amemess education, na vile amemess vijana. Yeah, the future is bleak. Giving William Ruto one more day in office will be a destruction of this country for 50 more years. Sasa kuna mtu aliniambia ati unajua nyinyi mnasumbua William Ruto, mtapigwa risasi kama wale vijana. Then baadaye akakuja akaniambia sasa wametoka kwa hiyo. Siku hizi hawapigi risasi, it's too obvious. Sasa nyinyi mtaekewa mchele. Muende polepo. Wewe na huyo kina Sifuna na hao kina Babu. You get? So tunajua sometimes vitu wanapanga. Ukiona mtu anataka kukaa kwa power using such means, huyo ni mtu afai kukua kwa power. Hizo ndio fikira wako nazo. Unaelewa? So ukiona vijana wa huyo mtu anakuambia vitu kama hizo, ujue kuna vile. Lakini we've gotten to a point, the Kenyan voter has evolved. Our supporters have evolved. Nyege ni kunyegezana.
Mweshi umekimbia, slow down. Breathe. Breathe with me. Hey, umeshafika, hata tujafika kwa economy, tunakuja huko. Mdogo. Wacha tumalize na baba, ODM tuweke kando, alafu sasa now we address the elephant in the room. All right. So now wrapping up on the baba story. So this happened, baba has been laid to rest, nini. A lot of changes have happened in ODM. What is your
minimal
take?
Changes.
Not a lot of changes. The ones we see are minimal.
Yeah.
The ones bubbling under.
The only thing that has happened is that we've changed the party leader.
Okay.
From the late Baba to senior Oburu.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
It's a great move.
Okay.
Oburu is grounded. He's sober. He's, of course, with the support of our Secretary General and the other party officials, they'll be able to steer the party to the direction we hope it needs to go. But of course, we have other busybodies in ODM
Okay.
who are trying to push us in a certain direction.
Okay.
Yet we can actually go the direction they think we need to go. But
Okay.
people need to sit and talk and agree. Yeah, you don't, because you're eating, you start pushing us the direction of your, you know, I'm particularly disappointed with people who paid some members of parliament to disrespect our Secretary General in Mombasa, telling us SG to leave. They're the ones who will go.
Okay.
Yes, they're the ones who will leave.
Oh, people are being paid to tell SG or
Yes, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm particularly disappointed with the women rep for Mombasa, who was telling Nani Sifuna that he needs to leave the party. Leave the party to where? You joined the party the other day, madam. Hii chama tuliitengeneza na tunaichunga na ni chama yetu.
Okay.
Yeah, people should not think they are the owners of this party. Yeah, anybody disrespecting our Secretary General. Na baba alituambia, the person who gives, who speaks on behalf of the party is none other than the Secretary General. The Secretary General wa ODM anaitwa Edwin Sifuna.
Okay.
Kijana mbukusu.
Okay.
Yes.
Alrighty. People are looking at Winnie. Her speech, people are saying
Winnie, excellent.
She might be a reincarnation of Baba.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Very proud of her. Of course.
Where do you see her landing?
I think...
where would you recommend?
I would recommend
Yeah.
that while she serves as a member of parliament for East African community,
Yeah.
she now needs to think about running for office,
Yeah.
particularly here in the city, so that we can keep this name going.
Okay.
Raila Odinga, Raila hafai kupotea hivyo.
Okay.
Lazima tuendeleze his legacy. And I believe Winnie Odinga has demonstrated that she can fit in those shoes for the moment.
Okay.
Huwezi kuwa baba, lakini anaweza shikilia alafu aendeleze ile footsteps ya mzee Raila Amolo Odinga.
Okay.
Nastaki kusema constituency sababu naweza kosana na some MPs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, unataka rudi akimbilie huku. So you felt the celebration was too rushed?
It was too rushed.
They could have taken some time before that could happen.
I
But
can
you know it
tell
was planned.
It was
See, Baba
planned.
was to come from India.
Yes,
then
yes. But now that Baba has passed on, we should have taken our time. But I know the person who is pushing this, who is rushing it.
Who that?
There's someone who wants to inherit this party, but it is not going to be easy.
Which was my next question. We've had rumors that President Ruto is taking the party. I even had Nani spoke about it, Winnie. She said there are some people chini ya maji wanajaribu kuuza chama. Things like those ones are not going to happen. Do you believe something like that is in the...
Yeah, there are people who are trying to push that, particularly those who are appointed into cabinet and a few other beneficiaries of what I can call parasites. You know, there are people who used to cling on Baba for them to be elected.
Okay.
Yeah. Now they want to cling on to the party without, you know, proper, can I call it credentials to
basically say they don't deserve the positions.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, and I'm particularly disappointed with those who are serving in cabinet, doing a lot of politics instead of serving Kenyans, and they are trying to push us the direction of supporting President William Ruto.
Okay.
Let me tell you, the principles of ODM do not match the principles of UDA and William Ruto. They do not match. Okay. So there is no way ODM should think of getting into an actual marriage with Kenya Kwanza. What we had in broad-based was purely to stabilize this country. It was going down last year. But William Ruto does not realize he was given a lifeline, and hence he ought to have done things that Gen Z were demanding. And we came with 10-point agenda. We have not achieved even one.
All of ODM's 10-point agenda is not?
Nothing, you tell me.
Okay.
You tell me.
Now, Now, let me throw this in there.
Yeah.
Currently, we have a few people who are ODM members who are in the government.
Yes.
Baba left them there. Would you recommend they retreat? Ama wakae tu wamalize? Ama unaona tuendeleaje?
Kitu naweza recommend sahi ni wakae wamalize na wafunge mdomo, wafanye kazi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Our chairman particularly, our governor for Homa Bay,
Yeah.
needs to slow down. She needs to slow
That's
down.
Wanga.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We
Punguza
can
speed.
allow Mbadi and Wandai to speak whatever they want to speak because of the positions they hold. But our chairman needs to be a uniting factor. You cannot be pushing us out. Those of us who don't believe in the William Ruto way of doing things.
Okay.
And you keep insisting that we have to support William Ruto. And for that reason, and these are some of the people who show a lot of disrespect to our SG. And we cannot keep quiet. We respect them, but we will not allow them to disrespect our SG.
Okay. 2027 is on the horizon. The elections are coming. Which role do you think ODM is going to play? Because now guys are looking at it, they're like, wait a minute. Wanga for deputy, nini, we are moving in, we are not moving in. Kalonzo is coming in fast, guys are loving him. Matiang'i is on this side, guys are loving him. So kuna ka confusion kidogo, lakini ODM hapo kidogo hatuoni.
Kitu ya kwanza nataka kukuambia ni jana Cherargei aliongea akasema there are two non-negotiable positions
Okay.
in government, the president and the deputy president.
I don't think it's a good respect. Yeah, we will have still given Oburu anyway if that was a choice of the party. But why first? What was the threat?
In a month's time,
Yeah, in a month's time to party iko haiendi mahali. What was the threat? I mean, who are these people making decisions in a party out of the rest of members who have contributed, members who have struggled, members who have died, who have lost relatives in the struggle to make a party what it is now? Who are these people in a room making quick decisions? And the wrong decisions without even caring what is the image you are giving to people? What is the image? That's what I'm saying. These people don't know why ODM is here. They just see an already made party. But they don't know the pieces of building that party, what it entails. It is not just waking up on a press conference. No. It is standing for certain ideas, ideals, and the principles and the committing to safeguarding the interests of Kenyans first that has built that party. But you have not even buried the enigma. You are all over saying whether to support William. Some are even saying there is nobody potential in ODM more stronger than William Ruto. Where does William Ruto come in with ODM? Where? I've never seen the name of William Ruto in the membership of the party.
Yeah.
Where does his name come? Even if you wanted to support him, why can't you wait for the right time? What is the hurry? That's why I said, I think people were really waiting for this moment. And I think Ruto has done some damage in terms of buying people around that party. Now we no longer trust who is who in that party.
Trust is gone.
Trust is gone.
Which now begs me to ask the question, what next for ODM? I've seen, okay, so we have a few factions. The main one that is very loud, we were left in broad-based, we are in broad-based, and then there's another one saying we are not going to flout any presidential aspirant in 2027. There's another one saying, Ruto is going to come and take over ODM and everything. Then now there's you guys who are now the rejects. Wewe, Babu, Sifuna, munakuwa considered threat. Wako zile hawa vijana wadogo pia watulie wapangwe. Kelele ni ya nini? Wacheni tuwapatie direction.
Ngoja tukule.
Yes. So kuna hiyo ya kupea direction. So, what do you think? Hiyo party ilikuwa ama audio ilikuwa imezima? Iko sawa. So, what next for ODM?
The retrogressive forces versus progressive forces has been there since time immemorial.
That's true.
If you look at the leaders of Africa from the time of independence, you will hear leaders who fought for independence. You'll hear Kwame Nkrumah, those who are there for Pan-Africanism, those who stood against the white supremacy and the colonialism, those who stood against the imperial West. And they could have been swayed, just like the collaborators, but they refused. And what happens? The results, Ghana got independent as one of the first countries to get independent.
Yeah.
That was because the people like Kwame Nkrumah stood strong on their principles and say, no, we must get liberated. Congo, the other side, we had King Leopold II. The King Leopold II actually had Congo as his land. He had a title deed of Congo. Unajua nchi mzima ni yako na uko na title deed. King Leopold II had the title deed to Congo, Republic of Congo. Of course, it changed to Zaire and then back to the DRC. King Leopold II, around the 1790s and 1800s there. During the Berlin conference, they demarcated that land for him, the entire Congo as a nation. And of course, people like Patrice Lumumba stood against the Belgium colonization. Viciously, they held, these are some of the few educated Africans who stood strong and say, no, Congo must be liberated and be ruled by the blacks. Kenya here, we had also the Majimaji rebellion. We had the several groups from all corners that erupted. We have the great Samoe Arap, and many others who stuck their neck out and said that we need our land back and we need to rule ourselves. There are also collaborators who refused and they say, Mzungu ni mzuri. Anti-apartheid regime in South Africa. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned at a very young age because he stood against the apartheid regime. But there are those who collaborated with the white. In every struggle, past or present, there are always the progressive and the retrogressive forces.
Okay.
This one is also a moment for progressive and retrogressive forces. And if the likes of Jomo and his contemporaries who refused and said, no, sisi wazungu wametuacha hapa tukae kwa serikali ya mzungu hatutoki, we will not have gotten independence. If these leaders refuse, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga or Chenga Neko and the rest refuse, wanasema sisi penye wazungu wametuacha, wacha sisi tukae hapo, hatuoni shida yote. Up to today, Kenya will still be under British, as a British colony. But the people who stood against and say no, things must change. So this is what we are basically seeing. People are saying, you know, wametuacha tu kwa broad base, hataki kutoka, because they are basically eating from the broad. They are not used to struggle. They are not used to the
They're seated on the table.
Yeah, in fact, it is Baba who has been taking them kwa street kidogo, lakini our feel comfortable. They are shaking. Now they are comfortable. They see no evil, hear no evil, hear nothing. And they don't want to change anything. Hata Ruto auwe watu wangapi nini Kasarani Stadium, people have been killed, anasema shwacha kunyamaza, unaingilia broad based. That's it. That's where we are. That's where we are. So it's just progressive voices against retrogressive voices. There's nothing like Baba Itwacha. And the last statement Baba made at Ajay, and he made it himself. That was his last speech. If there is any speech you should refer to, that Baba alisema left and Twende left, it is that speech.
As a structure, do you see it surviving? As a party without Baba?
Mambo ya ajabu kwa sababu what kept ODM?
Baba.
What was ODM's philosophy? Or what is ODM's philosophy?
Okay.
Like I started saying, it's always been about the people.
Okay.
that we champion for initiatives that are people-centered. When ODM preaches about devolution, it's about, in Raila's own words, taking power from the periphery to the center, bringing resources from the government to the people, bring development closer to people. That there is nothing that ODM stood for that didn't have the word people in it. Now, for us to establish if it will be there, it will survive or not, who is in ODM, or will it stand with that mantra of the people? The people who are speaking on behalf of ODM today, on whose behalf are they speaking for? Is it themselves or the people? How did ODM get to a point of identifying with so many people? It was about them. They could see someone who understood them. They could see a party that represented its wish, a party that represented their will, a party that was making effort to make sure that the people lived a good life. Baba went to maandamanos saying the cost of living is high. Mafuta imepanda. Bei ya unga imepanda. Baba was a man who could live hata mafuta ikifika 3,000 per liter. He had the means to afford that. But why did he risk his life to go to the streets? Because of the people. That's why people trusted him and believed in him. He represented their pain. Do we still have that? That's the question that everyone should answer for themselves.
Okay.
If we have it, it's okay. If we don't,
It's a very serious political weight that has been put on a couple of people's shoulders. When you're looking closely at ODM, do you see anybody who can either attempt to fill Baba's shoes?
an attempt.
Yeah, because filling, definitely nobody can fill Baba's shoes. But attempt, this is what I mean. Put the people first, risk their life for the people, and try and put that whole squad together, because we know ODM is full of the egos in that party. I'm Luo, I know Luos. I know. Luos are the Luyas who are in that party alone. Forget the rest. First of all, the Luos and the Luyas who are in that party alone, the egos that are now battling there of, me, I want this, but you know this, you know this, you know that. So do you see anybody, before even we come and talk about Uburu, because it's been selected to be now the interim chair, and other people are feeling it should be even made permanent, to be now the chair and he'll lead the team. Before that, do you see anybody who might attempt to even come close to filling Baba's shoes?
Among other people, you know.
Everybody in ODM.
Let me, I looked at those who spoke. There were those who, they usually don't shout, but they shouted that day. Yesterday, they shouted to try and persuade the people.
Wow.
And to, you know, it's been said that when you are fiery and people are trying to do that. But to be honest, among the people that I've seen that tried to be genuine, people who were genuine in that funeral, people of ODM, there is someone in that ODM that is like, I've talked about him here, a child born out of wedlock. Mamako aliolewa na wewe. Wacha hata sasa hiyo ingine. Mamako aliolewa na ulikuwa ushazaliwa.
When he ready made.
So even the family members the other side wanajua wewe
Si wa hapa.
si wa hapa. But the man who married your mother loved you so much, even more than his own biological sons. At some point you fought with those brothers, but he always came in to try and protect you. But now he's gone. And you feel the need in your heart to preserve his way of doing things, preserve his legacy.
But the family.
But the family,
Wewe mwenye alikuwa na wewe bwana wezi wa hapa. Peleka hiyo mchezo yako huko kando.
the family,
Yeah, is now the kizungumkuti.
yes.
Who's this?
Kenyans know who I'm talking about.
Mimi sijui hapa umenipoteza kidogo.
Weka Kenyans wakwambie ni nani?
Sifuna.
Kenyans will tell you.
Okay.
Hebu nione hapa kama Wakenya wame-
Do you guys know who that person is? Let me know in the comment section below. Who is the child born out of wedlock? Who has interest of the father at heart but kidogo? Let me know in the comment section below. Tuangalie mnasema ni nani. Nasema Sifuna. Sifuna. Babu. Jokizumo. Sifuna. Sifuna, Junet. Sifuna. Sifuna, Babu Sifuna, Edwin Sifuna, Babuino. Sifuna, Babu Sifuna, Babu Tosha, Sakaja. Sifuna, Mbadi. Surely, guys. Sifuna. I think Sifuna is taking it because there's so much Sifuna here on the comment section.
Let me tell you, when people shout that Baba left us in government, we should therefore be in government. And I heard Wanga say that Baba's instruction that he left is that we be in broad-based and we stay in broad-based. We will not leave broad-based. Okay, sawa. But nani amewambia mtoke? It was like they were arguing with someone who was telling them to get up.
Kuna kitu inafanyika chini ya maji. Sasa wameileta huku mbele.
But when you look at them, why are they so noisy about broad-based? Why are they so protective about broad-based? Is the broad-based government benefiting the people?
Or them.
Or them? Why is Mbadi so critical that he wants categorical that we should be in broad-based? Why? Because he's minister in the broad-based. So he has every reason to remain there. But you as a boda guy in Bondo, what is in it for you? As an ODM supporter in Nyeri, what is in it for you as you remain in broad-based? Mimi nasema mimi sina shida. Everyone has their democratic right to remain or move to anywhere. But what is it that you are fighting for? What is it that is... Because we are talking about Baba here. A person who went to jail for 6 years. He was either held incommunicado or on transit to the next cell or prison. His mother died and he was told 2 months later. The day he was freed out of prison, he met his brother Oburu with a white Datsun. Oburu wanted to carry him and say, no. I want to test freedom. Wacha nitembee hivi munichukulie huko mbele. A man who went on a death row, the longest He has been the longest living detainee. He did all that because he believed in him that democratic spaces had to be enlarged, that we needed to be a multi-party democracy. That kind of conviction. These people shouting that they want to take over from where Raila has left, can they pay that price? Hawa tulikuwa naona wakishauti pale tu nini, wakisikia polisi amegonga kwa mlango kweli wata. This is Baba. You look at his speeches in 1997. This is a man with a fire burning inside him. We say that if Moi rigs himself back into power again, then the people of Kenya shall be justified to use other means. That kind of zeal, for you to take over, it has to be new. And you have to be pro-people, my friend.